Hello, and thanks for looking at this video. This is going to be a recap of week 3. A couple things I wanted to share with you that, I know I sent out an email, but I thought that sometimes hearing from me is better. A few things to think about. The discussion board I know can be difficult, but it is a large requirement for this course since we are never meeting. This is our time to gather as a community and share ideas. So, for example, some people are saying, well, I really don't have any questions. Or they didn't post a question. And then I got an email saying, well, I didn't have any questions. I've been going through this material for a lot of years. And every time I reread it, there's something that intrigues me or that makes me think a little bit harder. So I'm going to challenge each of you, even though you fully understand the material, is there something deeper than what the text or the materials that I've scanned are being covered? What else would you like to know? So if you could please make sure you're posting a question and remembering that all questions are due by Thursday night. The reason I have that and the reason I have you develop the questions, as I think I stated in my earlier video on discussion boards, is really, I could put a question out there for you to answer, but then everyone would be answering it somewhat similarly. This allows you to use each other as resources and see things from different perspectives that you might not have ever thought of looking at something like that way or seeing an answer in that way, shape, or form. So please make sure you're on there by Thursday, which gives everyone an opportunity to see your question, do a little research, do a little bit of digging, and hopefully help you find an answer to your question. The other reason I have the discussion board, or the other thing that I'm looking for on the discussion board that was missing in some people's posts, whether it be their original post or their additional posts, were to make sure you're telling us either what part of the material from this last week brought about your question. So was it this article or this link on the content page on D2L, or was it a reading from a chapter in a text? And the more specific, the better, because it helps the person who's trying to answer your question kind of go back and read what you were reading at that time and see if they can help you answer or they can find additional resources for you. So in your posts, your first post with your question, you need to tell me or tell all of us where you're getting your question from. And so because anybody could come in and ask a question on a general topic, I want us using the material from the course within the discussion board, because that's what I would have you be doing in class as well. Then when you're answering questions on the discussion board, you need to answer 3. Not 1, not 2, but actually 3. And with that, what I want from you is not just, oh, that's a good question, or, oh, I agree with that. You need to actually add something to the conversation or make it deeper by pointing us in a direction that maybe somebody else hadn't. So I don't want a bunch of answering questions with other questions. I'd like you to try to answer the questions that are posed, but by giving, again, not just your own opinion, your opinion backed by some kind of a source. So if you were writing a paper for an English class, you'd have to write a paragraph and give credit to the resources you read to help answer those questions or whatever you're writing about. I want you to do that here too, because one, I want to see you applying the material from this course, but also if you found resources and materials that apply to this course outside, like a website, please use those. One cautionary note with the outside website resources. If I ask a question about the National Association of the Education of Young Children and their standards, I don't want you just to send me to a link to a website. I would actually, in your response, expect you to go to that website if you found it, try to maybe copy a paragraph or 2 or summarize what from the link that you're going to embed helps answer their question. Because if you just give me a link, then it means I need to go and do more research. And kind of the point of you answering the question is that you've done the research. So answer the question by either copying and pasting part of a website and then giving the website as a resource if they want to go and see the whole website, or summarizing what you found at a website and then giving the link. Don't just say, oh, here's a link I found for you, hope it helps. Starting next week, those will not get points. So if you do not have some kind of a reference or citation within your postings, whether it be your initial question or your secondary posts, you will not get points. Those will be like you never even posted. Again, it's not that your answers aren't right, but I want you to be able to relate them to supporting materials. As a professional in the field, when a parent comes up and questions why I'm doing something, I can just tell them, well, I think it's what I need to be doing. That usually doesn't satisfy parents very much either. What they want when I say I'm doing it this way, not only because I think it's best practice, but it's best practice because this resource, this journal, this professional resource also supports what I'm doing. You need to be able to do that, and it's sad that you would, but it helps the parents and the family members see you as a professional who is not just doing things because of what they like or they think is good, but doing things because they're educated and they have resources that back and support the decisions they're making in the classroom. So I hope that helps a little bit with the discussion board. I have given you all my cell phone number in emails and posted on the homepage. So please do text me. That's the best way to get a hold of me, is by text or email me. And I will get back to you. If I haven't seen you, I'm worried about you. Please make sure you're checking your emails. I hope to touch base with you more again in the future weeks with videos like this, or just in person. I love to meet my online students in person. So please either stop by during my office hours or set up an appointment or text me, and we can even set up a phone conversation. Thanks, and wow, good luck to week 4. I can't wait to see what we do this week.